That ballerina we told you about, Ksenia Karelina, she's on her way home. It's unbelievable. It's a miracle. I can't believe it. I'm so thrilled. I'm so grateful to President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. She has dual citizenship, Russian and American. She's an amateur ballerina over here. And for the last 15 months, she has been wrongfully detained in Russia on these trumped up, bogus charges. And now she's free. This morning, Secretary of State Marco Rubio posting to X, quote, American Ksenia Karelina is on a plane back home to the United States. She was wrongfully detained by Russia for over a year, and President Trump secured her release. The President of the United States will continue to work for the release of all Americans. Last August, Ksenia was convicted again. These are ridiculous charges in Russia as she visited family there of state treason and handed a 12-year prison sentence in a Russian labor camp. Her crime? She donated $51 2 years prior, while in the United States, as a U.S. citizen, to a U.S.-based nonprofit that helps children and elderly impacted by the war in Ukraine. $50, you guys. The details of what happened to her are downright frightening. So she traveled to Russia for the first time in 3 years to visit her elderly grandmother. Her family still lives over there. First, she was detained for 16 hours at the airport for interrogation. She never even made it past the airport. Under suspicion, she might be some sort of a spy. Then she was released, but they kept her phone. And boy, oh boy, did they go through it. That's how they found this payment on her Venmo. And they found the receipt of this donation. On Monday, and by the way, and then they charged her. First, they accused her of hooliganism. That's what they charged. And then they upped the ante to treason, which you can go to jail for a long, long time for. Originally, it was like 15 years, and then they were talking about a life sentence. And they strong-armed her into copping a plea because she didn't want to go to jail forever. They were like, well, you can go to jail for maybe 5 years if you say you did this. And she didn't think she had any options. So she did, and they gave her a 12-year sentence. On Monday, I mean, literally 4 days ago, we had a long interview with Ksenia's boyfriend, Chris van Heerden. Chris is a former international boxing organization welterweight world champion who retired from the sport last year to work full-time on getting Ksenia home. See, he had paid for her to take the trip as a Christmas gift so she could see her family. And he spoke to us on Monday about the charges she faced.
$51. After they took her phone, they sent her back to her family. So they released it to her family and they said, you're not allowed to leave Yekaterinburg. You will hear from us. And we now know within the 3 weeks from January 2nd till January 27th, they investigated every single thing on her cell phone. This is where they came across the Venmo, $51 on Venmo, charged her for treason, funding the enemy state. That's what she was charging for, funding the enemy state, buying weapons. And if you know, I started laughing and crying in the same time because it was like, if you know my Ksenia, she is the sweetest, kindest person you'll meet. She goes out of her way to do good for people. She hates seeing people hurt. So you can imagine elderly people, young kids without food and water. She would be the first to donate money.
Chris also described the very harsh prison conditions she was facing in Siberia. He told us that while Ksenia is mentally strong, she was signaling in letters that she did not expect to survive the full sentence over there.
She's in a labor camp, right? So she wakes up at 6 a.m. in the morning. She works till 9 p.m. at night. She gets 2 15-minute breaks in between for lunch or coffee break or to brush her teeth or whatever. It's snowing in Siberia, close to where she's held at, close to Siberia. It's snowing, it's freezing cold out there working. There was a moment of her not going to the showers for 2 weeks. But again, Ksenia, knowing her, she would write to me and she go, babe, your mom, her mother would send her some wipes and stuff. And she was like, I would use the toilet water to clean myself. She's got problems with her legs, and this worries me. This really worries me. She's now all of a sudden she's got leg pain. She's got some big veins popping out on her legs from all the standing. She's explaining to me in the letters how she's peeling thousands and thousands of potatoes every day. But you only get a few seconds. There's people yelling and swearing at you all day, and you got to rush. And then you got to put the potatoes in the boiling water. So she's got blisters on her hand from the boiling water burning her hands. And she's getting basically no attention. Like, it's harsh. It is.
Do you think she could do 12 years in these conditions?
No, she cannot.
On our show, Chris also sent this message directly to President Trump.
I'm on your show, Megyn, because I know President Trump has a lot of respect for you. I've watched his interviews. He watches your shows. He takes note to what you say. And I'm on you, and I'm begging. I'm not a begging man, but I'm begging for this girl's life. It is not looking good for her. And if there's somebody that can bring Ksenia back, it's President Trump. I know it. Mm-hmm. She's already given up. She's already 90% given up. But we will not give up on her. I will not give up on her. You know, I feel like I'm reliving
President Trump got
my
Mark Vogel
dad's
home,
experience.
and I believe he could get Ksenia home too. Well, message received. And today, for the second time since the start of his second term, President Trump has returned an American from Russian captivity. This is incredible. You heard me mention it there. In February, he brought home American schoolteacher Mark Vogel. I can't believe it. We were all just talking about her. We felt totally hopeless a matter of hours ago. And look at this exclusive photo that we have received. This is Ksenia today. Look at this, holding the American flag on the flight back to the United States. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. She has the green sweatshirt on. Her father describing to the Daily Mail what happened when Ksenia called him, saying, quote, "The first seconds of our chat were all pure emotion. I cannot imagine what we were saying. It was like one explosion of happiness." And a short time ago, we received this statement from Chris. He says, "I'm overjoyed to hear that the love of my life, Ksenia, is on her way home from wrongful detention in Russia. She's endured a nightmare for 15 months, and I cannot wait to hold her." He thanked everybody who has helped bring attention to this story. He mentioned them on the show the other day as well. In particular, Peter Berg. You remember the guy behind the Friday Night Lights series? And, oh God, he's done so much in Hollywood. But I'm trying to remember, he's got some connection to Peter Berg. But, I think it might be through his boxing. In any event, he also thanked Dana White, who's been advocating for Ksenia. A lot of people have taken up this cause. It's amazing. It worked. Can I just tell you something else? Well, I'll bring this up when I bring Stu on. But listen, Ksenia is going to go to a military hospital when she's back on U.S. soil. And listen, we send her our love and our prayers. And Chris as well. God bless you. What a beautiful love story. I expect to be invited to the wedding. It's unbelievable. And congratulations to Team Trump. Hats off to you. Wow. Tariff wars, stubborn inflation. No wonder gold has been routinely, especially recently, hitting all-time highs. In volatile markets like the one we're seeing, do not sit on the sidelines with your head in the sand. You can take control and safeguard your savings. This is why so many Americans today are turning to Birch Gold Group. They have helped tens of thousands convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in physical gold. Is it time for you to hedge against economic instability with gold? To learn how to own physical gold in a tax-sheltered account, text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold will send you a free, no-obligation info kit. Again, text MK to the number 989898. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and countless of 5-star reviews, Birch Gold has helped many protect their savings with gold. It took us decades to get into the tangled mess they're now trying to unpack in D.C. How long will it take to get out of that mess? And at what cost? Consider gold as an option. Text MK to 989898 today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.